Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Ark Survival Evolved. Today in this video, folks, I'm going to be showing you how to tame the Daeodon. This is one of my favorite creatures in Ark, as it has quite a bit of utility, but it can be potentially challenging to tame for several reasons. For a start, the Daeodon does tend to travel in a pack. It is a dinosaur that also has a ability that heals other creatures around it, so if you have to go against several Daeodons in a pack, they will just endlessly heal themselves, which is a bit of a pain. Also, they do tend to spawn in areas that are quite dangerous and hard to access, such as the snow biome. However, I'm going to show you how I go about taming the Daeodons in Ark, and for this, of course, I'm going to be using a trap. First thing that you'll need is you will want to have some form of knocking them out, such as a long neck rifle and darts. You'll need some foundation, some walls, and some ramps. It likes the superior kibble when it comes down to taming, and of course, you'll need a saddle as well as some fur gear. So obviously you'll be traveling in the snow biome, so you want to keep warm. This is what you will need to craft a saddle for the Daeodon. Nothing too expensive all in all, but in order to ride it, you will of course need a saddle for that. So I'll hold the mouse cursor above this so you guys can see. Now, as I've said before, the Daeodons do tend to spawn in the snow biomes, and as you can see, there's a lot of bad stuff going on. Now, there are several Daeodons around there. They are in a pack, and I am just going to follow them for the time being and try and scout an area that is fairly flat. I need to build a 2x2 foundation base for the trap, and of course, because this is slightly downhill, that does complicate the situation. So in the meantime, I will just get all of the basic elements that I will need set up on my hotbar and try and keep track on the Daeodons. I'm not too worried about these Daeodons because there are two level 145s in that pack, so they are pretty strong together, plus they do heal each other. So I'm just going to look for somewhere where I can set up a trap. Now, of course, you can do this, and I do recommend doing it off of a flyer, whether it is in Argentavis, whether it is a wyvern. You do want something that is fairly tanky in terms of health, because you will get hit. As you can see, I mean, on my server, I do have 2 times the dino spawn rate, so I do get more creatures. It does complicate the situation with regards to taming. Right, the Daeodons are there. There's a lot of bad stuff. I kind of want to help, but I don't want to hit the Daeodons because they will aggro on me. Now, because I am on a wyvern, they will not aggro on me, so they've gone down there. That's fair enough. That is flat enough for me, so I will start setting up the foundation for the trap. So as I said, it's going to be a 2x2 trap. Now, this is primarily for PvE players, simply because on PvP you can probably pick up the Daeodons, and of course, you'll need a large flyer, but to my knowledge, and do correct me if I am wrong, on PvE, that is not a thing unless it is your own tame. Whoop. So I will get hit a couple of times. So I'm going to go with walls all the way around the 2x2 foundation. I'm going to set up the basic enclosure, then I will go to high. So we'll do that. Make sure that I don't waste any materials. Keep an eye on the Daeodons. I don't want them going too far. And as you can see, the Daeodons did team up with the wolves. They are not aggressive towards each other, so another useful thing to keep in mind. Now, they are on that side, so I will try and get the ramps going into the ground from that angle. I do want them to split a little bit, because what I will do once the trap is set, I will aggro the wolves, deal with that, then aggro the Daeodons. I will try and take the low level Daeodon out if I can. If the other Daeodons are taking too much damage, then I will reconsider and kite them all in the same trap. There we go. So the Daeodons are not aggroed, but the wolves are, so let's deal with these guys. Try and do it from a distance, but that did not work out. That's fine. We'll just deal with the wolves for the moment. Okay, we got 2 more wolves incoming. Might as well get these guys sorted because they will cause problems. So that brought some of the Daeodons. Let's see which one's which. Okay. So that's the one I need to take out. That will, of course, aggro all of the other Daeodons, but that's fine. Let's see if I can take them out while backing up. So there you go. That red glowy circle that you see, that's the Daeodons healing each other. So there's 3 of them. They heal pretty quick at this rate, so I think it's too much of a risk towards the other Daeodons that I want to tame. And initially I would like just one, but seeing as there's quite a few of them, I will just kite them into. So the idea is you walk above the trap, they kind of just fall into it, and you can fly with an Argentavis if you're going to use an Argentavis. Very, very important is you want to have a tanky flyer for this. It does help if you have a flyer, as you will have to get over that pitfall in the trap. You don't want to fall in there with them, otherwise there'll be lots of problems. So I'm going to try and find a high spot and start shooting into the trap. How you go about knocking them out is up to you. I'm going to try and knock out the 2 big ones, and if I get a chance or I see an opening, kill the low level one. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, so it's almost left me without any darts. It's kind of taken quite a few of them, but they are both just about to go down. I have tried to make it so that they go down at about the same time. I don't want the torpor dropping too much, and of course we also have that wonderful long neck rifle glitch to deal with. There we go. Make sure you do not hit them once they are down if you want the extra levels from the tame. So obviously very, very important. Now, one thing that I like to do, and the reason I chose a wyvern for this, is because I can stick my wyvern's neck in the trap initially, and ideally that means I am able to mount the wyvern from within the trap, or if the wall glitches that mechanic, I can just demolish one wall from the top where the wyvern's neck is, and that should still allow me to mount my wyvern should I need it. So that is my way out of the trap if I need to defend my wyvern for whatever reason. Now, because I have 2 Daeodons that I've knocked down, what has happened is they spent a lot of their food healing each other. Now, if you only have 1 Daeodon, they might have lost some food, but you might want to starve them out for the purposes of taming. In my case, they will tame pretty quick because they kind of healed each other to the point of starvation, so it's a quick and easy job. If you are going to use the starving mechanic, then I do suggest that you use Daeodon. It is an amazing app that you can get both for Android devices as well as iOS devices, and it's got all of the taming information that you will ever need, including breeding information, how much you will need of what resource, whatever resource to tame whatever creature. So it's an amazing app, totally recommended. So I went out for 1 Daeodon, got 2 of them. I will keep the one with the black and white out because I like that color combination. I will probably cryopod the other ones, the other one actually, because there's just one. And so with that being said and done, one thing you need to keep in mind with the Daeodon is the fact that obviously they will eat you out of a base. This is definitely a creature worth having. It is quite powerful, especially if you're going to go fight against bosses. And just in general, I like its utility. It is a very fast swimmer compared to other land creatures. So yeah, it will not allow me to mount it from here. That means I will have to demolish the walls or pick them up. So as you can see, the Daeodon can jump, and I totally like that. Now, it does jump faster than it runs, which is pretty cool. So if you're going to jump downhill, you can pretty much outrun most land creatures. So that is a way of getting away from danger. It is fairly fast on land, fairly maneuverable as well. And if you right click, it does this green aura thing. When it's an enemy, you will see it as red, but this is the healing aura. Whilst it does that, of course, it will consume food, and boy will it consume food. Now, you can put meat in its inventory, however, kibble does work better for restoring food. So that is what you'll want to do if you want to use this against bosses. And normally when I go against bosses, I let my Rexes do their thing and I man the Daeodon. So let me just get some food to show you. Now, you can have quite a few of these. I would normally keep these cryopotted because they eat a lot. So I mean, I like them. They are risky, and I would definitely breed them for stats and invest in food, health, and damage. At least as far as leveling up goes. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Also, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. And of course, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment for myself. There you will have access to any and every single guide that I have ever made or will ever make. They are playlisted so that you guys can find them easy, as I do realize that on the channel sometimes if you're looking for a specific guide with regards to the content that I cover, so that would be Ark, Conan Exiles, and sometimes, or maybe at some point in the future, Raid Shadow Legends. But you can find it all there if there's content that you like. It is a lot easier to locate. Until next time, stay safe, folks.